Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I was like, they're doing too much. Like, I do not like them now. See, this is why. This is why I did this video. I can't even lie. I've really been procrastinating when it comes to watching this Jubilee video. I'm not nervous to watch it, but I'm terrified to watch it. I know the tricks. I know the game. The video has to be controversial, has to have some kind of spiciness to it. The whole discussion was just pretty chill most of the time between me and all these rappers in this video. But I know that there's editing tricks to get things to sound different than how they actually came out and stuff like that. And I hope that doesn't happen to me. I read the comment section for like the first 3 minutes or whatever. And within the first 3 minutes, somebody commented, "I hate Joey Nato with a passion." What did I say in the first 3 minutes that would provoke someone to say that? So whoever said that, I really hope that you buy grapes at the grocery store and then the next day they go bad. Savage. So yeah, I didn't know any of the rappers that were in this Spectrum episode besides Samad Savage. And here's the first thing I'll say before we watch this together. They have changed the title and the thumbnail of this video at least 3 times, okay? At first, it was 4 different like horizontal pictures. The second time I was in the thumbnail, I was like doing something like that. And now this third time, they got Samad on the left, the rapper Neelam on the right, and then of course Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion in the middle. They weren't there. Spectrum is all about agree or disagree. So basically they say a question or they say a statement and then you say whether you agree or disagree or strongly disagree or whatever, you'll see. I don't remember what I said during this. I will say that I'm not a very debating type of person at all. I usually keep a lot of my opinions to myself, besides if it's like music related. And you know, I figured this is music related. I'm really curious about what we are about to watch. I'm pretty nervous, but I have you guys with me as my support system, so we're in this together. Let's do this.
People were really upset, and men were really upset at Whop.
Like, it's literally the closest thing I've ever heard to audio pornography.
You must not have heard a lot of men rap.
It's aimed at young American girls. Can you even imagine what it's doing to them?
All right. So like right off the bat, you hear me say it's the closest thing to audio pornography, which I think Whop is. I have only listened to it once. I've never seen the video for it. You know, I'm not a purist or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just a little over the top for me. When it comes to music, that's not what I'm looking for when I listen to music, I guess. That's just my personal preference. That's just one little sentence I said. So let's keep going.
What about the children that look up to them?
Do women achieve equality by aspiring to and replicating the values that have been established by male?
We tried our best to enjoy it, but it's been a lot of politics.
There's a lot of female rappers that...
Yo, they turned this whole thing into about Whop. Like when they hit me up about doing this, it was like it's supposed to be about rappers' perspectives. I was like, yeah, cool. Then they were like, all right, but not only that, it's gonna be about female rappers and female rappers in the industry. I was like, oh, that's even better. Let's definitely do this. But then I guess they're really centering around this whole Whop concept and conversation. For anybody that doesn't know, Whop is a song by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. That beat is hard. She was mad cool. I'm Joey Nato. I gained most of my following from YouTube. I make positive, motivational music.
Read through you like a book. I can see through the lines. No, I don't get the picture. I don't like your design.
My name is Neelam. I'm Black, Muslim, and I care about activism.
My name is Pinky Ring.
West Coast with a chopper like Jesse James shows with.
I am an...
This is my first time actually hearing them rap now. Like right in this little section here in the beginning.
So much drip, you would thought that I leaked this. Screw with it. My name is My Sexuality.
You gotta play more of that. Good night.
Rap should only send uplifting and meaningful messages. Joey.
I think I'll say strongly disagree. I don't know if this is the first question that they asked. I feel like they changed the order up. But I like how they're doing the lines and everything like that, because usually when they do these videos, the Spectrum videos, they are in person and they walk to different, lines in the room, like that are drawn on the ground or whatever. I felt good. I felt good at this point. Like people are disagreeing, so they're kind of with me on this. I'm like, all right, cool.
Disagree too.
Pinky.
Strongly disagree.
Queen.
I disagree.
Ruslan.
Agree.
Samad.
Strongly disagree.
There we go.
As a father, as someone who has kids, as someone who has little nieces and sees the consequences of there not being enough.
Ruslan, you're cool as hell, but I just gotta say, I was the first one to speak up in the whole thing, all right? They asked the first question, or they said the first statement. They were like, all right, the floor is yours, guys. And everybody was just staring at each other in the Zoom call for like 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, like 5 seconds. And I was like, all right, well, this is my take on, I was the first to talk.
I don't think that lyrics have to be uplifting and meaningful. Like the police, that wasn't uplifting to some, but it was uplifting to others.
It shouldn't only be and always be because ain't shit sweet all the time. I think that we put...
She got multiple camera angles and everything. Damn. I said strongly disagree, but that really stuck out to me a lot because I hate when female artists are over-sexualized. Bro, what am I doing with my pen? My pen is hooked onto my finger. I don't know. It's like when you're on the phone and you're doing weird stuff on the phone that you don't normally do. Anyways, that distracted me. Honestly, I was just kind of nervous about what I was going to say there. I felt like I was about to say something stupid. Let's see. Hate when female artists are over-sexualizing themselves. And I think my same reaction happened with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I was like, they're doing too much over. I meant to say Meg Thee Stallion. I said Nicki Minaj. Dummy. Dumb. I do not like them now. 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 See, this is why. This is why I did this video. They chopped up what I said a little bit. I said, I hate when female artists over-sexualize themselves. True, to an extent. I think I did mention how, I've kind of grown out of that a little bit. And I also 100% mentioned that I hate when male rappers go super hard in their raps talking about guns and violence and killing people and stuff like that. I hate that. I hate that just as much. And I made that pretty clear. This is why I kind of gotta defend myself doing a video like this because someone's probably like, oh, well, he just doesn't like sexualized female rappers.
Look, Drake is not my son's role model. He will never be my son's role model. I'm my son's role model. I'm the father.
I like that. I like that you said that.
I have been listening to Eminem since I was a baby. As I was born, I don't know if it was playing in a hospital room as I was coming out. That's all I've been listening to. And yeah. I'm still who I am today.
That's just reminded me, this was really late. Our takes on this statement was really late in the conversation. So we already had built a little bit of a camaraderie with each other and stuff. Because, we've been talking to each other for, 2 hours already at this point or whatever it was. I know that I said something, hopefully, that they throw in there. They probably won't throw it in there. But basically what I was saying during this part was my parents gave me only clean versions of rap songs to listen to. And they were kind of hiding rap from me for a while, when I was little and stuff like that, which I understand and everything of that nature. I never really got influenced by anything that I listened to, and I was listening to shoot 'em up, drug 'em up, all that stuff. But I feel like it depends on the person whether they get influenced or not, and I think it is a small minority of people that are going to be influenced by those type of messages or messages that these artists say. I think it all depends on the mental strength of the person.
I'm happy with the state of our industry today. Brandy.
I think I agreed with that.
Joey.
I'm gonna say somewhat agree.
Yeah. Nilam.
I strongly disagree.
Pinky.
I somewhat disagree.
Queen.
I disagree.
Ruslan.
I strongly disagree.
Samad.
Disagree.
Damn, Joe! I was the only one on the agree side. I didn't even realize that. Well, you kind of see it in my face. I'm like, oh, I done fucked up now.
You need to have another hustle. I'm not 100% an artist yet. And that's really frustrating.
It's hard. It's hard to become an artist.
2% of those artists actually recoup, which means only 2% get to make a second album. Once you get in the machine, your chances of surviving it are very slim.
I'm biased because I wouldn't have been able to flourish in a different time in the music industry because my come up was on primarily from YouTube.
I live in Boston and I'm from Boston.
Damn, I'm just a YouTube guy. The only thing they edited for my parts is, all right, we want to make sure everybody knows that Joey Nato is from YouTube. Whenever he mentions YouTube, put that part in. Anything else that's insightful and detailed and really well thought out, throw it to the side. Joey Nato is YouTube.
The music industry to me is a joke and it's agenda.
The song Whop is a feminist anthem.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about what's marketable at the end of the day. The music industry doesn't care about your story per se. They don't care about your creativity of your music per se. They just want high quality music to be done professionally, presented professionally, and they just want something that's eye-grabbing. You know what I mean? And when I say they, I'm talking about these major record labels because they just want something that they know will sell. Something that has already been proven. For me, that's why I just stopped chasing the whole major label thing. I was like, yo, if I could just really just make a decent living, just doing what I love to do, that's a W.
The song Whop is a feminist anthem.
Strongly agree.
I feel like I'm gonna be shifted, but for right now, I'll just say disagree.
Strongly disagree. I actually have never heard the song.
That could have easily been me, because the only way I stumbled across the song was I was listening to Rap Caviar, I think it was, and it was like the 4th song on the playlist one day when I was like cleaning up the studio or something, and it just came on and I was like, what is this?
If you're gonna reduce me down to a WAP, it's a part of me, and it also is kind of offensive, period.
It's females that made that song. As far as I know, I don't know if anybody else wrote it, because it's the music industry. You know,
Well, what's interesting about that is actually there are male writers in that song, which is very funny because men are telling us, I want to gag, I want to choke.
That was a funny back and forth there. Songwriting credits are tricky, yo. When music producers are credited in a song, they are considered writers. If I had to take a guess, I think it was males that just produced the song, and then I think Meg wrote her own thing. Cardi, I think, probably wrote her own part too. The world may never know. Or maybe I just too lazy to look up the credits myself.
I know that some women find empowerment in their sexuality, and if
that's a good point.
Brings power to those women that listen to it, then it's supporting feminism.
I like how Samad just kind of just put it out there and he just kind of called it what it is. You know what I mean? I thought he built more off that when he said that, but I don't really remember. But I thought it was a great point that he just brought up, that females feel empowered by this. Like, I never looked at it that way. I just looked at it as attention grabbing. I had a lot of girls that were friends in high school, a lot. I talked to more girls than I talked to guys. You know, I heard them like talk all the time, like, if you got it, flaunt it, you know what I mean, all those type of things. So it started to really shift my perspective, but there's really nothing wrong with it at the end of the day. That's a little bit different than the point that Samad was making, but just the empowerment part of it. Yeah, I like that, and I think that's a great point.
I'm also a rape survivor, and one way that I learned to cope with that was ownership of my sexuality.
I think we were all like blown away, the fact that she just came out and said that, knowing all these people are gonna watch and stuff like that. She just says it how it is. She was perfect for this episode.
So if we can have dudes talking about their dicks and f***ing and sucking and all of this stuff, then
I don't talk about sucking. I just want to put that out there right now. Like, it's not my thing.
For me, the WAP song is another. I also covered it.
Oh, she got the shout out from Cardi B. Damn. As expected, this conversation did really shift my view on WAP. I've only heard it once, because once was enough for me, because it didn't make me mad, but it was just too much. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. I don't have these type of discussions with anybody. I don't really get into like intellectual conversations. These type of discussions really just get me out of my own head and just show me different perspectives of different ways to look at things. And then I feel more informed and I'm getting their input. Then I can formulate my own opinion based off, you know, all these different sources and perspectives and try to figure things out from there.
Wait till you see him.
Yeah, no, I guess maybe because it's the shock value, and I'm wondering, what do you think the intent was behind the song? Do you think it was to like empower women, or do you think it was to shock people? See, I thought that was a good question. What do you think the objective of this song was? To shock people, make them be like, oh my God, to really rack up the views because it's so out there, so sexualized? What was the purpose? And get views and clicks just from the shock factor.
Usually a lot worse comes from men. So I was like, y'all are scandalized by this?
It's consistent with what Cardi do. Why are you guys so like, oh my God, like you haven't heard her other?
I've seen this story before. This is Lil' Kim.
I don't think anybody answered my question, but it's all good. I wasn't running the show. So, you know. By the way, I don't know who these men are that are upset about, you know, songs like WAP. That's kind of weird to me. Like, why are you angry about it? Like, what is there to be angry about? I never understood the whole fight for power between male and female and all that stuff. That just always seems so stupid to me.
I have felt discriminated against in my industry.
No, I hope they don't put up my part. Yo, Samad checked me like super quick. I was like, yeah, I felt discriminated in terms of like, you know, not getting recognition as a smaller artist, but that's pretty much it. And then he was like, well, a lot of people experience that, so is that really discrimination? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just not talk anymore.
I strongly agree.
Somewhat agree.
I agree.
Strongly agree.
I've had a lot of doors shut just based on the way that I look. No one even cared if I could rap. It was automatically, you're a woman. And then if people could get over that, they couldn't get over my size.
I mean, okay, I guess I get that. I guess that could have been how I looked at things. Yo, the whole like white rapper thing, like the fact that I'm a white rapper, I'm white and I'm a rapper. It's like when I play basketball and go to the court and, you know, there's like, yo, who's this white boy? Yo, pass it to white boy. Yo, pass it to Dirk. You know what I mean? But like all this stuff like that, I don't care. Like I've heard that like my whole life. The majority of my life, I've just hung around like black people and it's just not, I don't know. I just haven't ever cared about anything like that. It was just kind of just how things were, you know what I mean? At like shows, like if I was going to perform at a show and all the artists or most of the artists performing were black, most of the audience was black, I've seen people, you know, walk out like while I'm performing, or some people just don't take me as serious because I'm the white rapper on stage. Like, yeah, I've like seen that happen, but I don't know. I don't remember if I brought that up in this or not, but it should be interesting. Let's see what they decide to put. Gender, I think in like hip hop especially, is the most common discrimination.
There's a prototype of a female rapper, and if
yeah, sure, that's true. I mean, I guess it's a male-dominant industry. More people cancel out female artists. It's getting better, slowly, very slowly, the acceptance of female rappers, but the reality is most people, you know, will pay attention to the male artist more right now. They just put that one little sentence in there. I see you, Jubilee.
Privilege that I've had of being viewed as a white male in society has far outweighed any consequences or any negative sides of, you know, being the minority in a predominantly black art form.
Music can lead to real-life violence against women.
I agree.
I agree.
Strongly agree.
Somewhat disagree.
I agree.
Somewhat agree.
You see a girl and you're like, look at that bitch. Oh, it's only because I hear that over and over again. She's a bitch. She's a hoe. She's a slut. You know what I'm saying? And then even changes how I treat her. Now I treat her like she just nothing.
That can be for some people, but then that goes back to what I said at the beginning, where, you know, if you're weak-minded, if you don't have the right authority figures like looking out for you and like guiding you in the right direction, if you're out on your own, yeah, I mean, I guess so. If that's like all you know and that's all you hear, and you don't have a mother figure, you don't have a father figure, whatever, to lead you down the right path, tell you what's right and wrong, then I can absolutely see that. But I really think that's a very small percent of people that get influenced in that way.
I've been on rides where people were, this ain't really snitching on myself. I've been on rides where people were like, had evil intent and whatnot. What were they playing? What were the theme songs? Some gangster rap.
I thought they'd be playing Peppa the Pig. Yo, but for a second, can we really harp on the fact, like really think about, use our imagination? Like, what if like somebody was like going to like ride up on somebody, this group of dudes in the car, they're about to run up in somebody's house that they got a problem with. They're driving and they're like, nah, yo, turn off that music, yo. Pop this in. And they just play Peppa the Pig. Like, do you think they'll still be like, do you think they'll still want to do it? Do you think they'll still want to commit the crime? What if they do still commit the crime? Is it Peppa the Pig's fault at that point? And if you're mentally weak, then you're more prone to be influenced by music to do, you know, carry out violence and stuff like that.
Anything can happen to anything.
I'm going to be thinking about a lot of things. I feel like I'm just going to be looking at a wall thinking about life for the next 3 hours after this whole conversation. And I did. No, I didn't. I don't have time, unfortunately, to look at a wall for 3 hours. But I did think about this, everything everybody's been saying since the day we filmed it. You guys are all really fun to talk to and listen to.
You can learn something from everyone, and I really loved it. And I wish the industry can be as diverse as this.
I'm all y'all's fan now. That's just it. That's all I have to say. Period. Dot.
Let's give women MCs their flowers now, please.
I think what was really cool about this is that I had no idea what everybody's success level was. before going into this discussion. I had no idea. I didn't know who was doing what. I didn't know. This is just like a bunch of strangers in a room besides Samad. By the way, so spoke to Samad after. It was like, yo, I didn't know if we should have said that we were like that we knew each other or not. And I was like, I don't know, because then people might have thought we were being biased towards each other's answers or something like that, but I don't think we would have did that. All in all, I just want to thank Jubilee for having me in this episode. Me and Jubilee have been talking for, I don't know, bro, maybe about a year now or so. Trying to work something out, trying to find the right fit. Hopefully we're not done yet working together. Shout out to everybody involved in that whole discussion. I'm glad I finally got to watch it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, yo. I feel good. I feel content about it. All right, appreciate you guys watching. Nato.
Got mixed up in the back crowd. I see that looking back now. That company was trash to me. Had to go and take the bags out. Cleaned up, I cleaned up. Now the girls wanna get ragged out. Small talk, that